guys are ready. The other guys came in 7th place because military strength.
No. Yeah, and they posted Asa first, so it looked like I came in second all of a sudden. Yeah. on the Instagram, yeah. But no, that was good. That was fun. Tell you, fun after. Yeah.
How rejuvenated are you just to be healthy, 100%?
Feels great. It feels relieving, just in my head and physically, obviously. But being out on the court and jumping around and running and being in good shape, that's probably the most fun about it. I mean, like last year I was struggling to get up and down the court. I was on one leg and carrying a little baby fat, and so it was not fun having to do that. So that's probably one of my most exciting things right now is being in shape and getting up and down pretty easy.
When's the last time you felt like this?
Probably going into my sophomore year. Yeah, going into that year, because then about 2 months into that year is whenever I had that foot injury, and then I played the whole year, but it was no practicing, no doing any of that. And so then after the year, surgery, another surgery, then junior year. Mm-hmm.
It seemed like you're getting to 100% correlated, or was at the same time as the NBA combine and all that. I mean,
Yeah.
Did you surprise yourself at all with how well?
No, yeah, I was expecting to feel that good going into it because I knew I would have some like 2 months to get ready for it, maybe a little less. But having that time off or out of the season to kind of dial back what I'm doing on my legs, still getting up lots of shots and running and stuff and staying in good shape, but not the constant beating of the day-to-day grind and stuff, that was huge for my knee. And so being able to kind of dial that back and calm it down right at the season was huge. And then obviously staying in good shape. And I knew that if I was confident going into that, which I mean I haven't lost a lot of confidence, I knew it was gonna be good.
So I mean, were you going into it thinking there's a chance I'm still going pro?
I was going into it ready to take whatever they give me. I wanted to be back here the whole time, but I knew that if I went in there, I knew going into the G League Combine that I was like, all right, this is good, but I need to go to the next step. Like that was my goal going in. I had the same thought for Hunter. Like he wasn't planning on going home that weekend, and so going there for that, we like I said, yeah, we had one thought in mind, and we knew we could get that accomplished, and so it was a good experience.
Did you have kind of a thought in your mind like I need to be a first-round pick or some kind of guarantee, or was there anything that would have?
I don't know. I've had that question before. It's tough. I mean, I really love it here, and I didn't want to leave, and so it would have had to have been like, yeah, we're taking the first round. We're something of that nature, and maybe even that wouldn't have got me out of here. I wasn't ready to become an adult or do all that stuff and move out. I'm living with some friends still, so I mean my girlfriend's still here, so it wasn't. It would have been awesome, and if the NBA was calling at that time, you got to go when they're calling. But at the same time, I love college and I love Clemson.
What was it like going through that whole process alongside Hunter, and then just how cool is it seeing him over Denver?
I've told so many people like it was crazy to watch the progression of Hunter Tyson, even dating back to before last season. Like him coming in every day, every single day, grinding, getting better, cutting fat, getting in better shape, working on his shot. Then obviously he has the tremendous year. We all knew he was going to be good. I mean, I don't know if anyone thought he was going to be that good, but everyone knew he was going to have a good year. And then coming off that, it was still like, you're 22, 23. Like, NBA's not a huge fan of old guys. They're trying to get away from that. They're starting to go into older guys in college. But like I said, like that's kind of leaning towards like the undrafted two-way kind of guy. And so then as I watched him go from projected undrafted to like a couple days before the draft, projected like 57, and then 40 or 45, then 40, then taking a 37. It was crazy to watch, and I was so excited for him. I was mad that I wasn't able to get up there for the draft. Ben was able to go to take some pictures, but it was fun supporting him from afar back in Clemson.
PJ, what was the feedback you got from NBA execs, GMs, whomever going through the pre-draft process?
Yeah, a lot of the feedback was to be expected. We know you're going to carry a larger load next year, more minutes, you'll be more healthy, so the rebound numbers will be up, that kind of stuff. We'd like to see you in better shape, but they also, for the most part, understood what was going on. And then from there was we want to see you be a more versatile defender, guard on the perimeter, 1 through 5, be able to play a little bit more positionless. And I was able to show some of that throughout the combine, switching on guards in the perimeter and moving my feet a little better. That was also a huge thing with my knee being healthy. I was just able to move laterally and just quicken my feet a little more. So that was the biggest thing. They know what I do offensively, is shoot and can go and take someone smaller inside, take someone bigger outside, pick and roll, pick and pop, all this stuff. So that was kind of there already, but they wanted to really see the positionless stuff that I have. Yeah.
I guess, how much of a role did you play with some of these transfers that came in? Joseph Girard, Jack Clark, how much were you communicating with them?
Yeah, I was communicating a good bit. Jack, not that much. He committed relatively fast. Didn't get to come on a visit, but he so whenever he committed, I was just like, oh, let me give him a call and stuff. But Joe came down. He had just gone on this other visit and then came here, and it went incredible. So it got pushed back a couple of times to commitment day, and I was starting to get a little nervous. But now he from as soon as he left here, I had confidence he was going to be a Tiger, or either way it was going to be a Tiger. But he was looking at LSU too. But he's a great dude, and also you got Hybrider, Jake Hybrider, and then Boz Light. It's huge. Having him on the team now too, having another center for us, take some load off of me and give Ian some other options and RJ and stuff. So our transfers, we did very well in the portal this year.
I know you obviously had Brevin last year as a shooter.
Mhm.
Like, what does Joseph bring that's maybe a little different?
He brings a lot. One thing I didn't know about Joe is how much of a playmaker he is. In the scouting report, going and playing Qs all the time, it was obviously getting his grill, force driver. If he has any kind of a look, force him to drive, get a hand up. But ever since he's been here, putting on the deck and finding people that are open has been superb. And so I didn't know that he had that in his game. And so once he got here and I saw that, that's going to be huge for us. Yeah, having a guy who can shoot that well. I mean, shoot like on the level of Brevin, Hunter, Alex, but also put it on the floor and make like a point guard. Yeah.
Hunter Tyson now being gone, how are you kind of approaching being a certified leader of the team?
Honestly, kind of like he did, but also just doing my everyday thing, coming in early. I mean, like conditioning test this morning, making sure I'm first one here and showing these guys that like this is a part of it. So learning from him and watching him do that all last year and talking with Coach Brownell, it's not really like I'm the leader. Like I gotta establish myself. Like if you're known as the leader, they're gonna follow you. And so using my tools and assets in my game and my work ethic, that's kind of how I just establish what we do. And I definitely made my voice heard when it needs to be, but my biggest thing is pushing people on the court, making things competitive, and forcing people to give their best. And so, whenever someone's not doing that, it's definitely something I like to hold people accountable to. That's really my approach to it right now.
You'd be here an hour early in the morning, like Hunter, drinking coffee.
Hey, conditioning test at 7. I was up at 5. Yeah, it's been a long day. Yeah, just got out of class too. Not an oatmeal guy. I don't like oatmeal. Yeah, I went and got a sandwich from Starbucks on the way here.
How much of watching what Hunter did last year, as Coach Brownell said all the time, he prepared like a pro day in and day out. How much of that did you absorb and internalize?
All of it. It was all of it. He was such a great role model for everyone on the team, and great friend and teammate. Watching him, how much he cared about every single game and practice, it was evident that he never wanted to lose. And so implementing that into my life now is crucial for this team, and showing that like every single day, every play, every practice is crucial for our success.
I know you're a team first guy, but is there some part of you in your mind that thinks about how cool it would be to be the first Tiger drafted in the first round in more than a decade when we get to that point?
Yeah, that'd be awesome, and that'd be another check mark off my list for my career. I dreamt of being a NBA draft prospect and NBA first round pick, and now that it's right there for the grasp. And I was talking with Coach Brown the other day. It's not going to happen. You got to make it happen. And so it's more or less just every day not looking at that, looking at what you can do today. Get better today. What is the competition doing? Are you getting better than them? And so that slow grind is what's going to be important.
You talked about just not being ready to be an adult, but the way last season ended, did that at all add to the fact that you felt like you had to come back to try to get to the tournament?
Yeah, I definitely did not want to leave on that note. You know, I still, it hurts. It's not a happy memory, and I've never felt, especially at Clemson, like walking off a court like I was embarrassed and was golly, what wasn't fun. And so that definitely added some fuel to the fire. I mean, even just since that day. And so it's been a very productive summer thinking about that, thinking about other teams in the ACC, non-conference schedules, making statements and stuff like that.
I mean, are you talking about selection day? Are you talking about the Morehead State loss? Was it the Morehead State loss?
Oh, I'm talking about the loss. Yeah. I mean, obviously, selection day was tough for all of us, but the loss was just, and for it to be on your shoulders, knowing that it's not Brownell losing the game out there, it's the players, and so knowing that it's something like that it's hard, and you have to deal with it like a man, and so you have to own up to it and just get better and work from it.
The weeks leading up to you having to make that decision, where did you seek counsel? How did you come to that decision? Where did it all come? What all did you take in?
Yeah. So the agent I was working with, he obviously was a huge help for me, Matt Bolero. So he was big for me in telling me what the teams were telling me, and relaying that. But in terms of like my personal stuff, you know, I just talked to my parents a lot, talked to them about what it would mean for me to leave, what it would mean for me to stay. Talked to my girlfriend a lot about it, and then obviously prayed about it a ton, and just let whatever God wanted to happen, and just let the cookie crumble where it may. And so it by the end of that, once I started talking to my family and then spent some alone time, it was really evident that I didn't want to leave yet. And so by that time I was ready to make a decision. Before I put that out, that I was coming back, it was probably a week and a half. I was like, yeah, I'm coming back to Clemson. And so I didn't get any sugar cookies. Yeah, he put that on his Snapchat story the other day, and I love sugar cookies. I got a really big sweet tooth, and I was mad. Like, I mean, those things look good, and so he doesn't need that. He's on a different weight program than me. So I definitely could have used one of those.
So you've never gotten any kind of stuff like that, right?
No, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Need to NIL deal with some insomnia or something.
We just mentioned him.
Oh, might have to. Yeah.
Really random, but there's the story that Coach Brownell told us during the season that there was like a friend of his wife, maybe. I forget who. Like there was a dog. You had treats in your car. You went and brought them out.
Yeah. So, I didn't know that it was their friend. I just saw a black lab, and it was I think it was black lab. But yeah, I first of all love labs. I'm a huge dog person, and so I always kept treats in my car just to, like, you know, I'd be walking around and see a dog, be like, hey, can I give him a treat? It's kind of weird, but like if you don't know, hopefully like when I do it, someone will recognize me. They're like, oh yeah, like it's a little odd. I didn't know you would do that, but go ahead. So I saw his lab, and I was like, can I give your dog a treat? And she was like, oh, yeah, for sure. So I sat there and petted for a little bit, and she ended up saying that she knew Coach Brownell and Miss Paula and stuff. So that was pretty funny. But this one time I remember I was driving down the road, and this girl was beside me, having her windows down, and I had a dog in the passenger seat. I was like, oh, your dog, can I give him a treat? Threw one through the window. And she said yes, but like I was like, here you go, and tossed one through the window. Yeah, I'm a huge dog lover.
Matt and Pete, feel free to chime in whenever.
When the dog talk stops, right? Hey, PJP Yakabelli from the AP. You talked about how relieved mentally you were this summer just because you didn't have to worry about, you know, something hurting or rehabbing something this way or that. Did that allow you to kind of work on and improve some of the things that you wanted to do better as you enter your senior season, and did you make progress on that?
Yeah, for sure. Knowing that I was healthy and just, being uninjured in general, like that gave me the whole summer to work on whatever I wanted. And so a lot of it was, a lot of ball handling, which I can do that whenever I'm incapacitated or whatever. But, like, being able to work out for that long every day, day off every now and then, like that's that was huge for me. And so even if it was stuff that I've been working on in general and were already in my game, it was huge for me to take that leap this past summer. And to be able to be this late in my college career and still have that time to leap and progress in my skill set is huge for me as well.
Thank you. BJ, can you just describe, I guess, how different you felt at the combine and just how different your game can be when you're fully healthy as far as athleticism, just some of that kind of stuff you can do?
Yeah. One thing that was huge, they didn't know that I would take shots like I did. I mean, there was one time I had a heat check that was me coming off a double stagger and stepped into a three at the top of the key from about 25 feet. And so, I mean, doing stuff like that that's obviously not going to be doing here. That's not what I do here. But, like, having that kind of range and shooting threes on the move, grabbing a rebound and go, that's something I'll do more. I mean, from being in better shape, better ball hand and all that stuff is definitely something that's in my game that I haven't really done here that much. But one thing I did at the combine that also was big was what I said earlier, was stepping out and guarding somebody on the perimeter. Being able to move my feet a little better and sit down and guard somebody who's smaller than me and quicker than me is big. And so that was a big thing at the combine.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Good off topic, but I caught up to your guy, Coach Ryan, earlier this summer.
Yeah.
After Noah was drafted, just your thoughts on seeing Noah become the first Dorman Cavalier ever selected in the NBA draft, and you probably will make it 2 in a row next year.
Yeah, he beat me to it. No, I mean, I was so happy for Noah. I mean, that was huge. And so, I mean, it's crazy. Like, when watching him progress, I didn't know he was going to be that good either. I mean, I knew he was going to be a good player, but he came to Dorman as a 6'9". I mean, like, you think I'm lanky. That dude he was lanky. And so him, once I left, he actually got up to about 210, 215, and then just kept getting better. His shot was developed at Dorman, and he got to Alabama and was like, I mean, an elite two-way player. And so it was awesome watching him get drafted. And him being the first one out of that class out of the Dorman past state championship teams was awesome. I was so happy for him. Yeah.
You talk about that heat check three-pointer, I guess, at the combine. What's your state of mind when you're throwing that up?
It's going in. It's going in. I shot one. I remember because there was a video of it. Me and Hunter were watching it back, and we were both like, geez, like, I didn't know it was that far. It was probably about 5 or 6 steps back from the top of the key, just on a reversal, and I just pulled the trigger. Like, I'm telling you, when I'm on the court, it's sometimes a detriment. Like, I just blinders, and if I shoot it and it comes off completely wrong, I still think it's going in. There's something about it. Coming off my hand, it's kind of like if you hit a putt and you're like, come on, break. You think you can affect them, it's really not going to help it. But you think that if you think it's going in, it'll help. Yeah.
How do you think Coach Brownell would react to you shooting 25 foot?
He wouldn't be too happy. yeah, especially off a double stagger. I mean, in my defense, I had made 2 in a row, so hopefully he would have some leeway. But, yeah, that's probably not going to be in the playbook this year.
You're grabbing a rebound and going. Can we expect a little bit more point forward action this year?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I've done that a couple of times in practice the other day, or we just got back from break, but before practice was disbanded, grabbed a rebound, took it to half court, hesitated to see if I had some numbers, went down, scored on the rim. Like, doing that kind of stuff is, I think, one of the best parts of my game, because then if I'm doing that, then the next play I sit back and don't rim run. Next play I don't have the ball, I hit on the rim and go post low. It's kind of keeps them guessing, keeps the defense on their toes.
Any more questions for PJ?